Nightcap, hosted by Casey Kerr. And we're live with Nightcap here on New Earth Television with your host, Casey Kerr. You're live, Casey.
Thanks, Rachel. Hey there, everyone. I'm Casey Kerr, and you are here on Nightcap. Joining me tonight is a guest that I'm so excited to introduce to you. I've taken some programs with her, and she is amazing. She is the real deal. And I'm talking about Jen Mazer, the Queen of Manifestation. So I want to tell you a teeny bit about Jen's background, and then I just want to dive right in and start talking to her because we only have 30 minutes. And I want to get as much great information from Jen as possible. So Jen has gotten this name, Queen of Manifestation, because her friends have been watching her manifest tons and tons of amazing things in her life. So she's has lived in the East Village of Manhattan rent-free for over 10 years with a jacuzzi. She has hobnobbed in all kinds of crazy places with the likes of Martin Scorsese. She had cocktails with Martin Scorsese, and now she's having a nightcap with us. Jen is just launched her brand new book and a game that is crazy, amazing, fun to play. And she's going to tell us all about that and how we can go ahead and create the life of our dreams based on some of her strategies and techniques that are really simple and easy to apply. So Jen, welcome to Nightcap, and thank you so much. Yes.
Thanks for having me. It's fun. My daughter's in bed. It is a nightcap, even though I'm drinking water. But
well, we don't discriminate here. As long as you're drinking something, it's all good. So, this has been a big week for you. You had your party launch last night, your book launched this week, your game is just launched. Tell us a little bit about all this excitement going on.
Yeah, so I just wrote a book called Manifesting Made Easy. I have one to show you guys because I'm so proud of actually having it.
Yay! In physical form.
And it's beautiful. It's unlike a typical book. It actually is in color on the inside, and it's, you probably can't tell, but it's really beautifully designed. So Manifesting Made Easy. And I made a board game called Sparked with my partner, Lisa. I co-created this board game that's super amazing. So yeah, it's been a busy week. So Manifesting Made Easy is basically all of the things that I've learned over the years and that I teach my clients how to do to manifest amazing lives. I feel like for most of us, we're struggling too much, and manifesting really isn't supposed to be so difficult. And if you're trying too hard and over-efforting, it's actually pointing to the fact that you're out of alignment. And if you can get yourself back into alignment and into this daily flow of, different practices that you can incorporate into your life so that you can actually begin to manifest with ease and things just start coming to you. That's when you notice all the synchronicities happening, and you talk about being in the flow, quote unquote, or in the vortex, or whatever you use to really talk about how you're so supported. And the truth is, we all are supported all the time, and we just can't always see it, because we're so focused on what's not working. I mean, even now in America, yes, things are crazy, right? There's chaos all around us, but instead of focusing on what's not working, let's start by being grateful for what is working, right? And grateful for what has worked in the past. And then, we can see, well, where are we out of alignment? Because when things are chaotic, even in our own lives, it's just pointing to the fact that things are out of alignment. So we can see that it's happening like that in the world. And also, how can we get back into alignment ourselves too? And it can be really easy. We're going into 2017. This is exciting. This is the time when we set our intentions for the new year for so many of us. And so, I don't think about New Year's resolutions, but I think about intentions and reflecting on, what did this past year feel like? What was great about it? What would I like to do differently? What things would I like to remember and take with me into 2017 as practices that I really loved, or memories, or really awesome accomplishments from 2016, and you celebrate those things, celebrate all of those wins and amplify them, and then think, okay, well, what didn't work so well? What do I want to let go of? And what new things do I want to manifest this year? And that's why I'm so excited that Manifesting Made Easy came out right now, because this is like so perfect for doing this.
Yeah.
And then to actually have these practices to help you manifest. And it's like daily steps. So.
Yeah. I'm curious because I took a program with you, I think over the summer, right into the fall, and or in the fall, I can't remember. Time is standing still for me now. It's December already, right? But one of the things that I loved about the program was that you break everything down. It's very simple. It's easy to follow. And I know for me that there are certain filters, if you will, that I have, and that I recognize so many of my clients having, where even though we know what the steps are to take, right, and even though we're following and applying the lessons, I find that it's almost like the lenses through which I'm seeing the world are negative, more negative than I want them to be, and more negative than I'm consciously, creating or intentioning. And so even though I'm doing the practices, that's the piece of it for me that is a struggle. So I'm really curious, were you always someone who, who is solution focused and who is easily able to focus on what's going right? Or how did you train yourself to get to that place?
I really have always been like this, Casey. Honestly, I hate to say it. I'm not like, I didn't have one of those epiphany moments. I've always been like this. It's why my friends gave me the nickname Queen of Manifestation.
Okay.
I didn't give myself that. It was like, Jen's the Queen of Manifestation. And it's really because I do have that lens. I'm the most positive person, right? And even me, I've been down, right? Like this is a hard time right now. And so it really is important that we have these practices, even more so, because if we don't, then it's so easy to get caught up in all that. Or if you're, spending too much time on Facebook, reading all the news, we all need to be activists right now, but you need to know what's up, but then take time to take care of yourself, right? Because otherwise it's going to be crazy. And, I lead, groups to Bali. So I have my own mastermind, and I just took a group of women to Bali in November. And while we were there, we met with a Mayan healer and astrologer. And she had told us that in the Mayan calendar, we're in the year of the storm, which was so interesting because it actually made me feel a lot better, about what's happening, right? Because we're all globally in that year. I mean, individually we have our own years, which is awesome, right? So you could be in like really cool year yourself too. But the way that works, it was like, oh, it's just like a meditation practice. There's going to be lots of stuff happening all around you. And then we just need to train ourselves to be still with everything. So part of that is the things that I talk about in Manifesting Made Easy. It's like, and the things, some of which we talked about in the program that you took, but, gratitude is such a simple practice, so simple. And we all know about it, but are you actually doing it? I mean, on a daily basis, are you really applying it? Are you grateful for the things that actually go wrong? Like, if we can be grateful for those things, then, oh my God, like how great is that? Because gratitude does expand. And when we have a practice of gratitude, you find that you go about your day looking for the things you're grateful for. Just like when you're going about the day thinking about what your Facebook update is going to be, or what you're going to post on social media, or whatever people, are so focused on these days, you can actually be focused on your gratitude because you're like, oh, that's so cool. I'm really grateful that happened. I'm going to write that down later, And so it switches you so you don't go down that rabbit hole of, if you really are doing your practices, if you're like, okay, I wake up in the morning and I meditate for 5 minutes before, I start checking my email, whatever, right? And even just the practice and things that I talk about in terms of when you're manifesting your big dream, you want to prioritize your big dream. And so if you're doing something that's moving your big dream forward, and your big dream is something that you really are passionate about, that you have a deep desire for, not just something that you have to get done because, it's on your to-do list. But if you're doing something to move that passion project of yours forward on a daily basis, you're going to feel good because you're making progress. Even if you don't see results, you feel good because you actually did something that made you feel good. And so often for most of us, we kind of know what we should be doing, but we're not doing it. Right? Like, I don't know how many of us have read a million, self-help books or whatever. We've taken courses, we've had coaches, and we're like, oh, I know I need to do this. And we haven't done it. Well, why haven't you done it? Right? Like, just choose one little tiny thing that's going to, chunk that away. And don't overestimate how much you can get done in a day or in an hour and a half hour. Do one thing to make yourself feel good. Like, I sent that email, that it's so awesome. You feel great after you did it. I don't know why it was like, procrastinating for so long. And, why did that seem so overwhelming when that was so easy? And if we can do that, then we feel good about ourselves. We're not just grateful for the things that are happening around us, but we're grateful for us because we showed up for ourselves. And it's really about, also committing to you and making sure that you're taking care of yourself first. And I know for me as a mom, that can be really, difficult to remember sometimes because I'm so focused on taking care of the family and making sure everyone else is okay. And then I need to make sure I take care of myself too. Right. And we as women in general do that,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I love listening to you talk about this because I don't know if I ever told you this, but one of your free Manifestation Monday videos from 2 years ago, when I was going out of my mind, trying so hard to get pregnant and not having any luck with that. And then we shifted into looking to adopt. You had a video that I watched like 2 or 3 months after it had come out, and it was about not needing the thing that you want most and being able to let go of that. And when I watched that video, I was like, okay, I want more than anything else to be a mother, but I have to get to a place where I can say, even if it doesn't happen, I will be okay. And when I did that, it was about a month and a half until everything started to move with my son, where we found out that we actually did become parents. But it was really hard for me to let go like that because of all of the programming that I have that has me afraid to fail, has me, or I shouldn't say has in the present tense because I'm not afraid to fail now. Through a lot of work, right? Yay, but that fear of failure, Jen, was bigger. That fear of rejection, that fear of me not being enough, those things were bigger than even my passion or my commitment or my conviction or my purpose.
Yeah.
So I couldn't take those actions that I knew I had to take.
Well, here's the thing, Casey, and I love that you shared this because I love you and I know your story. And okay, and I love when my video did that. I didn't know that, so thank you.
You're welcome.
But amazing, actually. Can you write a testimonial?
I can, yes.
No, but what I was going to say was, if you think about your fear being so overwhelming for all of you guys, watching this, think about, the feeling of actually getting what you want. Like, what's bigger? Like, it's worth it, right? It's worth it because if you actually get what you want, like, oh my God, so we all get scared. Being afraid is normal. What it means is you're scared because you're about to do something or have something or be something that you've never had, done, or experienced before. So all of the dreams that you want, you don't have.
Right.
You don't have them yet, right? And so that means that you're going to have to do something that you've never done before in order to get that dream. Mm-hmm. We all have to. So the fear never, ever goes away. It's just a matter of understanding it and moving through it, right? Because as you accomplish another thing, like me putting out a book or a game or doing a live event or, all the different things that I've done, it's been scary. It's not that, oh, this is so great. I mean, there's always something that's scary, right? Or we're afraid to fail. And so if we can just be like, okay, but the outcome that I really want is better than that, right? Or what sometimes, and I talk about this in the book, like you can really think about the best case scenario and the worst case scenario. Like, and once you focus on the worst case scenario and you can really feel into it, and then you focus and amplify the best case scenario, and you try and go back to that worst case scenario again, you can't. It's like hard to, because you've just felt the best case. And you can kind of do this back and forth, and you realize that all you see now is the best case scenario because you've just let that go, right? You've let the worst case go. And the other thing too, which, I mean, you think about you as a mom, like, we can't see the bigger picture, what the universe has in store for us. We can only see what's given to us. And I do believe that our dreams are given to us for a reason. We have desires within us because they want to emerge through us. So the fact that you wanted to be a mom so badly is because you were meant to be a mom, right? The universe wanted you to be a mom just as much as you wanted to be a mom. There's that Rumi quote, what you seek is seeking you. It really is. We're not just using our imagination to come up with our dreams. We're intuiting. We're intuiting what's to come. And for so many people, most people, when they receive those messages, they just discount them. They're like, that's crazy. I could never do that. And so, or I don't have all this experience, or, even my physical body can't do that. Right. So there's all these excuses, but we can't see the thing that's right, beneath our nose. And there's always a way, because the universe wants us to have it. If we could receive those messages in the form of our desires and say, oh my God, I'm going to be a mom, or oh my God, I'm going to be an author. Like, wow, that's so exciting. Then it's going to be so much easier to take the next step. And, when an obstacle shows up, it just means that something better is on its way to you. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you couldn't give birth naturally, it means like there was going to be an even better situation that you couldn't have even seen, had you not gone through this experience. You would have never even thought of this as an option, and now it's like, wow, this is so amazing, like, it's such a win-win situation. And for so many of us, we see failure as like, oh, that's it. But it's really just helping us get to the next step, because then again, it's using that gratitude that I'm talking about. We can be grateful for those obstacles because they're taking us to a new place that we wouldn't have been able to get to had we not experienced that obstacle in the first place. And we really want to remember that. I mean, especially when you look at things that are happening again in the outside world or politically right now in America, like a lot of the chaos and obstacles that are happening, it's going to take us to a place that we wouldn't have been able to get to had we not experienced all of this. It's a lot, people are talking about a wake-up call, but we have our own personal wake-up calls too. We have our own personal obstacles. Oh, this didn't work this way, so it's going to make me, or force me to come up with another solution that I wouldn't have found had I not experienced this obstacle in the first place. And so I'm grateful for it. And then gratitude expands and more things come to you to be grateful for.
Yeah, I was having a conversation today with one of my business partners as we're going through all this content and really trying to break it down so that people understand the mechanics of what's really happening. Because the people that I'm speaking to, the people who follow me and are part of my tribe, are the ones that have the same negative perspectives that are running their lives, that are causing them to have the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of abandonment, and lack and all of that stuff in a much bigger way. And a big piece of helping people understand that is around the idea that, when the obstacles happen, it's our interpretation of what they mean and what it means about us that generally gets us into trouble. That's where we're thinking, oh my God, I thought I was past all this. I must be regressing. I must have been kidding myself. I can't do this, or maybe this means it wasn't meant to be. I'm not supposed to have that. I should have known better. When really it's about looking at all of those things happening, and just as you said, saying, hey, thank you for this obstacle, because this is proving to me how much stronger I am and how much I am capable of and what I really can do. And there's nothing like doing something you never thought you could do to just really blow up your whole confidence and sense of self, right? I mean, nothing makes that bigger than saying, oh, I did that? Really?
Yeah, we're all so much more powerful and amazing than we give ourselves credit for. And that's, in my program, Manifestation Masters, and in my book too, I talk about getting down with PPP. So, get down with OPP. Yeah, you know me, that old song. So this is PPP, which is positive proof from your past. And it's just what you're talking about. So it's remembering that you've been a powerful manifester before. It doesn't matter what you've manifested. You've manifested some amazing things, whether it was your home, your job, like a trip you went on, you got into a school that you wanted to get into, you are a mom, like all the different things that might seem insignificant, like a parking spot or whatever. You just think about all the things that you are great at or the things that you've manifested before, and you amplify those things, and it helps you remember how powerful you are. And also, what you've really been touching upon too, in terms of like non-attachment, and really, really needing it and wanting it, is like really understanding that you're okay right now. Because manifesting is all about the present tense. It's the present moment, right? And so the law of attraction is you are attracting things that are of the same vibrational match as that you're giving out. So the happier that you can be right now, the high vibrational, that you can be right now, the more you're going to attract in things that are high vibrational and are, will continue to make you happy. So it's like, there's so much to it, which is why I wrote a book, because you want to be happy, but you're like, you're focusing on the lack or, whatever it is that you don't have, whether it's money or the relationship with a kid or whatever it is that's not working. So how do I get myself to focus on what is working? Well, gratitude is number one, right? But also just doing things that make you feel good on a regular basis, that it doesn't even have to be related to what it is that you're trying to manifest. But, just like, okay, I love listening to music. I'm going to put some music on because that makes me happy. Or I'm going to go out and take a walk or ride my bike or go to yoga or whatever it is, because that makes me happy. And not to get so singularly focused, because that's that whole hustle thing, which I'm so anti. Yes, you have to do a lot of work sometimes. Especially this month, I am doing a lot, but I'm not hustling, right? It's that I have trust and faith in the process. I'm doing it in alignment. I went to art school, so I have this artist mind where I see things, which is how we all manifest. We see it in our imagination first, and then we can create it. But it's also trusting that when you get a download of things that, you really want to create, and manifest, you can go full force with that. That's okay. That's not hustling, right? That's just like going for your dream. And you might have periods of your life when you're writing that book or when you're working on that proposal that you are doing a lot, right? That's okay. It comes there are ebbs and ebb and flow basically in the process. But what I'm getting at is this whole non-attachment thing is not meeting your dream because you're fine right now. So recognizing the ways in which you are fine right now, just the roof over your head, celebrating that, the meal that you just had, the awesome friend who you just talked to on the phone, like how great is it that you have all that? And even if it doesn't work out when you send that email or you apply for that job, hey, it's okay because things are fine right now. And that's the attitude, that whole thing of when you finally let go, then it's like the ex-boyfriend calls you, right? It's that whole thing of like, it all works out because you've let go, you're not attached. And so we need to remember that as we go through our things, like we've envisioned it, but we don't need to envision it every single day, like, because that over repetition of, affirmations and all this stuff is like, it means that you don't believe it, so just believe it, expect it, and let it go, set it and forget it. It's done. It's happening. Don't worry about it. It's yours. Keep going.
Yeah. Well, building that trust is one of the most important parts of being able to finally let go, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's the difference between a powerful manifester and someone who is not, is expecting it to happen. You have the desire, you have the belief, and you have the expectation. So it's working out. It might not work out exactly the way you thought it was going to work out, but it's working out. Like it is working out. And so you can just, okay, it's all working out, Yeah. I'm just going to tell myself it is.
Yeah. The flip side of that is the person who is the hoper. And if you're the person who's hoping, then it causes you to worry an awful lot because you don't feel like anything is in your control. That's what makes people, clench and have control issues and control freak tendencies. So when you can expect, when you are able to let go and just know that regardless of what the individual or specific circumstances are, that all is well and you are okay, even if the worst happens, that's the state that you need to get to. And I feel like there are a whole bunch of people out there like me who, because we are pessimist in nature as opposed to optimist, it's almost impossible for us to do that naturally. So we have to work at it. We have to recognize it, and we have to create that shift and transform into that place where, you know, we are able to trust. And you build that up. It's a trust muscle. If you don't, if it's not strong like yours was, if it's weak like mine was, you got to work it. And the only way to do that is take the action, right?
It's a practice. Everything is a practice. Just like when you go to yoga and you get on your mat, you know, if you play piano, whatever it is, it's a practice. It's daily. It's not like you know, it's a part of your life. And, you know, you said, I have to do this and I have to do that. Well, one thing is notice your language when you're talking. You get to do it. You don't have to do anything. You get to do it. You get to do this because it's awesome. It's bringing you to an awesome new place. You get to do it. How awesome is that? Notice when you say things like that, you know, I have to do this. I need to do this. I get to do this. Like it's bringing, you know, I get to work on my book proposal because I'm writing a book. How fucking cool is that? You know, excuse my language, but you know what I'm saying?
I do. I do.
Yeah. So it's like really, you know, having that lens on what you're doing and and surrounding yourself with positive people. I mean, that's why, you know, online programs like are so amazing. That's why, you know, I love the things that I do is like the community of people who are like, yes, you've got it. You're doing it. Like when you're in that environment, it helps you. You believe it, even if you haven't believed it yet for yourself and the other people are believing for you until you can have that belief for yourself. It helps. Honestly, it's magic.
It absolutely is. It truly is. We talk about that every week, that it's what I call BIY, believe in yourself. And if you don't know how to do that, it's really helpful when somebody else is believing in you so that you know what it feels like. And then you can begin to create that for yourself, you know? Well, Jen, we are just about out of time. So tell us where we can get your book and where we can get your game and where we can tap into all this manifestation magic of yours.
Thank you. So the book, you go to queenofmanifestation.com/book. It's so easy. queenofmanifestation.com/book. And you'll see, not only do I have the book there, which by the way, you can get on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Woohoo. It also, I'm giving away all these free gifts if you buy the book, which is amazing. And the book is like on sale. So it's super affordable. And you'll get 10 bonus audio interviews with some of the top experts on the law of attraction and manifesting in the world. I'm gifting them to you. People who are this, you know, in The Secret, New York Times bestselling authors, just amazing people. And I'm doing a live workshop the first week of January to help you manifest an amazing 2017. So you'll get access to that. And you can get the game there too. I have a link to the game on that page. But if you want to go straight to the board game, because you know you really want an awesome new game that's actually going to lift you up and make you feel good, and you know, as meaningful, but you have fun playing, but also is meaningful. There's nothing like that. Then you can go to Ready, Set, Sparked with a KED.com, but it's on queenofmanifestation.com/book. And you can get sparked this year. And Queen of Manifestation is where you find me. And I've got so many things. Like Casey, you know, took part in, I think, my Money Masters program. I've got Manifestation Masters. All these programs are designed to really get you in the flow. So you're like inundated and there's no escaping it. You're just, you know, start getting into a positive place and you can't help but start manifesting things. It's awesome. So awesome. I'm grateful, Casey, for you and for having me here tonight. It's been really fun.
Oh, Jen, thank you so much for coming and sharing this with us. And for all of you guys out there watching this live and watching it recorded, share it. Send it out to your friends, anybody that you know who knows that they have more inside of them, more that they're not living up to, anyone who's struggling and has so much to offer. Just let's create this tribe. Let's grow it. Let's make it bigger and bigger so that everybody has a place where if they can't believe in themselves, there's belief just pouring at them from other people, because it takes a village, right? We're doing this all together. We're all part of this collective. So So share this with everyone that you know who would benefit from it, and I will just be so grateful for that. So thank you. And Jen, thank you again so much for being on the show with us tonight. And congratulations on all of your success and all the magic that's happening for you, because you so deserve it. And I just could not be more thrilled and excited for you. You do beautiful work. Yeah, you help a lot of people. And I say that from the bottom of my heart. So, mwah.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
my daughter goes like this every morning when she goes off to school. I blow her a kiss and she goes like this.
She catches it. Mine's this with Kerr. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us here on Nightcap. I'm Casey Kerr from findyourroar.com, and happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas to everyone, and to all a good night.